I picked up this Sony Minidisc player, an MDS-JE440 from a local second-hand shop in town. The seller told me it was completely dead, just made a whirring noise, and the display wouldn't work. Took it apart, and it turned out the old belt, which you can see just here, completely disintegrated. So I've picked up a new belt off eBay, and hopefully it's going to get it working again. I've never owned a Minidisc player in the past, so I thought I'll buy a couple of blank or used discs off eBay as well for a couple of £1 each. And the player cost me £2, and a spare belt cost me £4 off eBay, so hopefully this will all go together and it will work again and be usable. To access the Minidisc mechanism, you need to remove the front of the case, and I've also unscrewed the display from the front panel as well and tried to clean the front panel, but unfortunately there was a few scratches and marks on the clear display which wouldn't remove. To access the drive belt, there's a small spring on the side here which you take off. Once the spring's off, you need to remove the top cover by pushing down slightly, remove the back clip backwards, lift up and slide to the left, and it will come off. So now you can see the drive mechanism and the location for the belt. So we'll put the new belt in place. And the mechanism's moving now. Put it back to the park position. Once the belt's in place, put the cover back on the top, making sure the metal top plate doesn't come out of line. And slides across. Side lugs located into each of these pillars. Pull the clip back and then replace the spring. Which often just springs off and okay, so the spring's now back in, and we'll power it up and test it. Okay, it's now turned on, so I'll press the standby button. The display's now lighting up because the drive's initialised. Put a disc in, and it's loading the disc. And it's now reading okay. So we should be able to press the play button, which is this one here, and it will start playing the first track. I've got no idea what's on these discs. They've just arrived from eBay this morning, so I need to plug this into an amplifier now and see what happens. And if we press the stop button, which is this one here, and then eject, and this comes back out again. So it looks like it's all working. I just need to verify it now on an amplifier. When making any repairs like this, always take care around mains electrics. It can be fatal if you touch the wrong thing. I've got the front panel back on, so if we power it on now, you can see there's a very small amount of marking across here and a little bit of distortion on the corner there. And if we put a disc in, is able to read the disc. And if you need to access the debug mode on these players, turn them off at the mains, press and hold the AWS button and power on again, and it will enter a debug mode.